with Lonnie live. I want to say good morning today, and you can see on the background there, quote a scripture there this morning, John 14:6. I am the way, truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but through me. And that's what Jesus said. And he, this morning, is much better than a two-bit religion that man has to offer. And you do not need to go to a building to find him this morning. You can lift up your hands and praise him and ask him to speak to you and walk with you today. And he will oblige you. Amen. He is as the close as the mention of his name for you this morning. And try it. Just try it. He said, try me. And he wants you to try him to see if he's real. And he will show up. And he wants to. He wants to commune with you more than you want to commune with him. So anyhow, I just want to give those few words of encouragement this morning. And whether you can make it to a building today to worship him, you can worship him in your home or wherever you are, in your car. Amen. It doesn't matter. He said that when you go to pray, you pray in the closet. And what did he mean? Literally go to a closet? No. He said you pray in private. You don't pray to be a show to someone else. Not as the Pharisees do. They love to be seen of men. They love to gather together and make themselves important. But Jesus said, cut all that stuff out. Serve me with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and your strength, and I will be there for you. Amen. Anyhow, let's talk about some things going on today, and there is no shortage of what's happening today. And so where do we start? I'm just gonna kind of go at this ad hoc this morning. I don't have a list of stuff, but I just wanted to kind of show you and talk to you, and let's kind of go through some of this morning. And we're gonna pull up this Sky News breakfast. Let's see what happened. What's going on
not
here?
in work yesterday. I had something else on. And,
Don't know what we're gonna
I
get,
got
folks,
kind of
but
called in.
let's see.
I got called in
Just
to
on the
cover it
ticker
live,
there,
so I sort of went in the evening to cover
Israeli
the Rose
military
Garden moment, and
reasons
I
for
was in the
attacking an
studio
aid
watching it.
convoy
This is
that
Liberation
left
Day.
15
This
people
was
dead.
Liberation Day. Is going to make America
So
wealthy
they're
again.
making
It's
a
going
big
to,
to-do out of that,
you
and
know,
I'm not
exact
sure
revenge on those that have
what happened there.
treated.
But I do. That brings me to a thought here, and what I want to do here, real quick. As I want to share something with you here, if I can find it here. Let me see. Okay. I think it's this one here. All right. This guy is Speak the Truth. And this is some of the stuff that people are exposing Hamas for, and these guys are really putting on a show. They're good at this. They're good at setting people up.
To everybody.
I'll just turn this down a little bit here. Let me drop that level just a little bit.
You, ladies and gentlemen, in that airstrike that you might go, huh, that's weird.
Ya Allah. What had it?
So as he points out,
Anybody know what that is? Right down there? You know, I was looking at this and I'm like, if it's a carpet or something like that, that would be like a brand new carpet, heavily wrapped, everything else. That is a massive freaking package. Somebody says staged new carpet. Right. And it also could be rockets. also could be rockets, right? When they're moving this stuff around, Monty Python skirt, yeah. When they're moving this stuff around Gaza, they don't just say we have a rug.
Tons of people out here that are showing what's going on out here, and this stuff is literally crazy. How these guys are putting this out there, and the mainstream media is just following up and sucking it in and blowing it out on your TV screens and your monitors, your computer screens, your social media. It is on fire. The things that they're putting out here that they're taking as the truth, and it's not the truth. And there's some other stuff that I wanted to bring forward here this morning while we're on that topic. And let me see if I can find it here. Yeah. So if you haven't seen, now this is at least 3 months old, but
in recent days, the media has been airing disturbing footage of massive queues outside bakeries in South Gaza, reporting terrible shortages of flour and bread. At the same time, COGAT, the unit in the IDF responsible for coordinating and facilitating humanitarian aid for Gaza, says 18,000 tons of flour entered the Gaza Strip in November on 600 trucks. So what's going on? Where is all the flour? My name is Jackie Peleg. I'm known on X and elsewhere as Imshin. And since 2018, I have been following a side of life in Gaza that is rarely shared by Western media. How Gazans themselves document their everyday lives for an Arabic-speaking audience, as opposed to a Western one. One of the problems facing Hamas since the beginning of the war has been how to continue to pay salaries to their people, especially since the IDF has discovered and confiscated huge amounts of cash found in Hamas terror tunnels. They've done all sorts of things, even resorting to robbing.
So let me tell you, this cash, it's been exposed, and on our media and through Doge, through the White House and Elon Musk, and they're searching through USAID. That we are through that program. These terrorists, even ISIS, has been receiving money, continual payments from the USA to continue their terror. And where else does this money come from? And so there's a whole lot going on here that we are not being told. And so anyhow, this lady goes on. I'm not going to spend much more time on this, but these guys are ripping these. Let me just see here.
November,
she's got this here.
109 flour trucks were reportedly stolen after entering South Gaza via Kerem Shalom crossing. Hamas claimed the trucks were stolen by criminal gangs, but Gazans on social media said that the only criminal gang capable of pulling off such a large-scale heist was Hamas itself. This is because Hamas.
Now, do you think Hamas is going to allow some other ragtag group come in on their territory? That that place is no bigger than Vegas, the city of Vegas. And you think with 40,000 soldiers that they're going to allow some ragtag group come in and steal these supplies? And you know the news, the UN and the food of international food people, whatever they are called this morning. But anyhow, they're saying that they've said about a week ago that there's only 2 weeks left of supply of food for the Gazans, and then they're going to start to starve. And just to show you, and these people, they have so much storage of food, Hamas does, and they've got it in their tunnels and everything else, and they are literally, things are going on today Let me just play this real quick. You can see for yourself.
Crisis. Although food prices in general had been going up before the heist, and you can watch my video which explains why, this 109 flour truck heist was the trigger that started the so-called flour crisis. With the heist, Hamas, in effect, created an artificial flour shortage, putting severe pressure on the population. And this led to the creation, or perhaps continuation on a higher level, of yet another Hamas money-making scheme. This scheme involves running what Israeli commentator Abu Ali has called a bread cartel. According to Gogat, 12 big bakeries are operating in Gaza, 4 in North Gaza and 8 in South and Central Gaza, producing close to 3 million pita breads a day. The bakeries receive free flour and fuel and are supposed to sell each bag of 10 pita breads for 3 shekels. That's the equivalent of 83 US cents. Descriptions I've seen of how the bread cartel works suggest 2 options. The first option, like in this footage here, is that the queues outside the bakeries are policed by gunmen who make sure that those buying the 3 shekel bags are children and young girls belonging to certain families and crime gangs. The bags are then sold on for 30 to 40 shekels each. That's between $8 to $10. The second option is to
Okay, guys, you get the gist of this. Again, you want to see this stuff. This lady is called Imshin, Imshin. Search on YouTube. I don't know why she hasn't had any lately videos, but if this lady gets caught, there's some problems.
Rug.
And
they go out because they know that people are reporting this information.
All right, let me show you also if I can find it again. Yeah. All right.
The things, it's not like there's not other locations. This came out today.
So it's not just this lady reporting it. This guy here, I've never heard him talk about this Ishman lady at all. This is, again, Speak the Truth. This guy's a airborne ranger, and he has this YouTube channel, and he talks about the stuff. He, in this or another one that he just put out, he's talking about the Ukraine and Russia. And you remember when Trump a few times has said that maybe Russia didn't start this whole problem, that could have been Ukraine. This guy breaks it all down. And so if you're interested in sitting through and watching this stuff, and he's pretty upfront. He'll tell you if he doesn't know and whatever, but he's not trying to blow any smoke up anybody's dress or anything like that here. But anyhow, if you got the time and you wanna go into this, he'll walk you through it and show you how that more than likely that Russia didn't start this battle. They came in to save some people. So that's all I'm going to say about that at the moment. But yeah, there's a whole lot of fake news out there that these people are running with. So when Trump says something, normally he's got a little more insight than what most of us are privy to. And you might want to follow up and not listen to the liars in the mainstream media, the fake news. Anyhow, just check this out real quick.
And I also think it's important to put this message out as well, because yesterday I saw something very similar of a man, no bullshit, making cookies on his TikTok over inside Gaza. Inside of his little shop, lots of flour, lots of all this other crap, and he's like making what appeared to be like chocolate cookies. Can't do that BS. But look at all the stuff that's up there. Yesterday, I showed you guys videos of everybody over inside Gaza that started to raid those UNRWA facilities where a lot of that stuff was being stored and taking a lot of those food and supplies back, right, from Hamas. They were up over inside, they were raiding it, and they were getting a lot of that crap back. So thankfully they were. There's a bunch of spices and everything else. But they have way more than enough right now to keep going, but it's going to be really, really hard to get a lot of that stuff out. This is a brand new airstrike video that ended up coming out. I want to say this was Gaza City. I don't want to get it wrong. Yep, this was Gaza City. Like I said, a lot of freaking footage coming in from Gaza City.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on here, man. There's just tons of people exposing these crooks, these liars, these people out here that are trying to manipulate. You know, this is what's causing a lot of these uproars in these colleges, because they're listening to this garbage. They're listening. That is Hollywooding stuff, and they are very good at propaganda. And so, you know, when they was releasing the hostage, you see the big stage up there and everything else that they were running these guys through and all that stuff, getting their videos. This is what they do best, besides terrorize people and kill baby. This is a gross thing to have to say, but they are literally by their hands with the necks of these little kids. The Biba family, they strangled those little kids with their bare hands and killed them in that fashion. And this is evil. This is evil. But yet, you see our news media propping these people up, and all they talk about is the Gazan people. And if you look at this dude on the truth thing that we just played, he lets you know that at least 25% of the population, 5% folks are part of Hamas. They are all for it, and they have no mercy on life. And this is what they've been taught. This is what they grow up as, and this is how they do it. So, anyhow, that's what's going on there. So let's look at some other stuff here. And so when you're looking at some of these people right now with what's going on right now with Ukraine-Russia war and our situation with the Houthis in Yemen and Iran, the warning that our president has given them. I'm just going to show you some stuff going on here. These people are constantly watching this stuff and updating, so I'll let you check the. All right, so what you're seeing here is these guys are monitoring flight plans. Their sky view. There's sky glass in this one, and it actually picks up the flights of all aircraft and identifies. So when they turn on their identifying repeaters, then this picks it up, and this is out there. And so anyhow, that's what you're looking at here. And these guys are monitoring this, and there are tons of airplanes, refuelers, you name it, going on back and forth. There's a lot of activity. This what's his name here? The New York prepper, new NY prepper. He said it's like 10 times the activity that he's ever seen since he started his YouTube channel. So anyhow, that's pretty amazing what's going on right now. So the Houthis are getting pounded by our. They have been constant, nonstop, 24/7. They have been going on and on with these bombings. So when they get tired and say that they're not going to bomb any more ships coming through, then that's when we'll stop. So anyhow.
To reflect the changing dynamics of the food industry. Beyond France,
any other country in Europe, and we can do that by getting rid of so much EU regulation, something we failed to do completely under the last Conservative government. You know, they said, oh, well, we were so busy with the pandemic. Well, whatever the reasons, you know,
retaliation from China would come, and in the end it came swiftly, and it was very big indeed. China has decided to levy 34% tariffs on all goods coming over from America, exactly matching what Donald Trump has put in place. In addition, they've announced some export controls on certain rare earth minerals, very important elements in making high-tech equipment, and also investigations into some American companies. I think there's a sense that Beijing has made a calculation here. There's no doubt these measures will hurt China as well. But I think the decision has been made that despite the pain, China's economy is big enough to absorb it. And crucially, just now that the political stakes are so high, that China just couldn't be seen not to respond. Previously, retaliation has been interpreted as relatively measured, not so anymore. It's worth noting that China's really targeted crucial strategic industries in the US. Rare earths, very, very important for that high-tech development, but also agricultural products will be particularly hardly hit. And those, of course, industries where a lot of Trump voters are working. The impact is going to be very big, though, not just on the American economy, but also on the Chinese one, too. It is an economy that's already struggling, lots of people unemployed.
Okay, guys, what they're talking about is this. I hadn't seen this, but this is the ultimate response back to the U.S. Aside from the 34% matching tariffs back to the U.S. from China, and they've been warned not to retaliate. So this could get really, really, really ugly. So if they stop the rare earth sales to America, and that's from what I hear, that's our largest source of rare earths, and this is the material that we need to make chips, the chip factories, you name it, computer parts, a lot of electronic stuff relies on these rare earth materials. And probably in some cases in our bomb making, these self-guided bombs, when you look at the technical advances that we have in guided bomb systems and lots of these military systems, we definitely need those materials. That's why Trump was trying to get a deal with Ukraine. And so much so that if we were to go in, it would literally stop Russia from continuing on across their land, because we would be there mining rare earths, and they would not dare come in and encroach on the U.S. So that was one of the things that Zelensky probably should have been smart enough to sign that deal. But he started squirreling around, so yeah, things are getting pretty cattywanked, and so looking at some of that stuff, it again, we are in many say some strange territory. What's next? Who's doing what? What's going to happen next? Going to be interesting. We're playing out new stuff every day. What is happening? Just kind of scanning here, seeing what we can pick up here real quick. Yeah, so automation, robots, these data centers that we're going to build are going to need a lot of this rare earth stuff. There is, I think, about $4 to $6 trillion that is slated for investment through these tariffs, and many of you probably have seen the tariff deal here, and how that Trump is trying to set that straight, make it more level set, so we could not getting well, simply said, screwed over like we have been all these years. So just scanning through some of the live stuff that's on YouTube right now. You go there, you can see a lot of stuff. You got, if you're up late, you can always go to the other side of the pond. They have Great Britain news here, and you can see that all they're doing is talking about the tariff. And just looking at all that, short-term gain, Trump says, for short-term pain for long-term gain. So that's what's going on there. When you look at some of the other stuff going on here, let's just type in here Houthi. Latest news for Houthis, the bombings going on right now. They are said to have shot down yet another Reaper drone from the U.S. Again, you take that with a grain of salt. I know it's been confirmed that they have shot down one or two, maybe, but they're claiming a third one. And these things are about $30 million a piece, from what I understand. And so, yeah, it's not cheap. And we have our other carrier coming in, and I have been told or been seeing that we have a third one coming in to the area there, Middle East. So we will end up with 3 carriers there. And again, the warnings to Iran is very ripe with Trump, and I think at this point we are just slamming Houthis, and we're basically showing Iran what they're going to get next if they're not coming to the table to talk about the nuclear bomb. And Trump says in no way are they going to get it, and he will stop it. So that's kind of where we're at with some of this stuff. So let's listen in here.
مسيرة في اشتباك هو الثاني خلال 24 ساعة الماضية، واستمر لعدة ساعات، وتم خلالهما إفشال هجومين جويين كان العدو يحضر لتنفيذهما ضد بلدنا. إن القوات المسلحة اليمنية بالتوكل على الله تتصدى للعدوان الأمريكي على بلدنا، وتستعد بعون الله تعالى لمواجهة أي تطورات محتملة.
So I assure you one thing for sure, that this guy is saying that our attacks have been thwarted. They are supreme liars, and they like you to believe that. Again, this is part of, they are part of Iran, they are part of Hamas, and these people live on propaganda, and this is what they do. There's been several of their leaders. They are daring very greatly at this moment. They're probably getting hammered by some A-10 Warthogs. There have been 300 airmen that has been assigned and moved over to the Middle East to run these A-10 Warthogs. They're a strike group, and that's another thing going on right now. They just brought them in, so they're going to be facing the fury of these A-10 warthogs. Let's see. Let's see if we can pull something up here. Just hold on while I find this here. All right.
In a strong message to the Houthis and Iran, the US has deployed 6 B-2 bombers in the Indian Ocean island of Diego Garcia. This is 30% of its stealth bomber fleet. Amid its relentless strikes on the Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen and the Iran-US stalemate over talks on nuclear deal, the US is steadily ramping up its military presence to counter Iran and Yemen. Fresh satellite images show at least 6 nuclear-capable B-2 Spirit bombers deployed at Camp Thunder Bay on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. Notably, the Diego Garcia base is within the US missile striking distance of both Iran and Yemen. While the B-2 stealth bombers have been used in combat to target the Houthis in the past, the US military has acknowledged that it has used the B-2 only once in Yemen since the Israel-Hamas war began. Reports also suggest that the Trump administration is considering an indirect...
All right, guys, we're gonna kind of end this here soon here. This is what's going on today, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So again, with the tariffs, with all the stuff going on right now, the DR Congo, I think we're working a deal with them to get rare earths. Also, the Ukraine deal is probably still on the table. So, yeah, we are trying to get off of being in need of rare earths from China, and so Trump is getting off of that, and China knows that. Harry, they already, their economy was tanking. They were shutting down factories like crazy already. This economy was not going well anyhow. Germany, as I said, one of our other videos, was not good. They're trying to blame all the stuff going on the stocks on Trump and this decision. That's not true. That is definitely not true. This thing has been over marketed. It's been ready for an adjustment. The stock market. Many of these folks that are into this will tell you straight up that this has been coming. It has been overrated, and they've been selling it to keep everybody happy, and it's been fluffed up, and it's got to come to a balance. And this is some of the stuff that's actually happening, and there again, the propaganda is very great against this country and the well-being of the people who have been paying for this country. The middle class has been paying on their backs the taxes and working. And by now, this country, everybody in this country should have been very, very wealthy. But for the last 40 to 60 years, they have been selling us out. These politicians, the globalism has been selling us out, selling all of our jobs. We watched all of our factories go away. They're just different reports. I think one report was like over 90,000 factories have shut down since NAFTA. That began moving our jobs out of here from Bill Clinton. And so anyhow, it has been getting worse and worse as these globalists get in office and move out the American dream for the common people that whose backs that this country's wealth is on. And they have been getting the short stick. And again, pray for this country, pray for our leaders, and these wars and what's going on. Again, this everything could turn sideways really quick. And just pray that Israel can get rid of these terrorists, and things can get sorted over there. Bible prophecy, I'm not so sure things are going to get a whole lot better. And I'm not trying to put any water on the fire of goodwill, but let's just hope and pray that there is some peace going on, and we get a reprieve, and things can turn around for our children and their children. And so anyhow, love you guys. Thanks for watching Mornings with Lonnie Live. And I will be coming back on here shortly. Don't forget, we have First Day Blessings. We'll try and get something out in the morning tomorrow for the first day of the week. And hopefully the Lord will give me something to share. And we'll give it to you. So anyhow, God bless you. God bless your families. Have a great day. Live in the moment. Live with your family, and cherish the time that we have on this earth and each other. And don't let anything stop your joy. Amen.